Are you thinking about being an RV owner? Want to see our beautiful country? Want to be part of the RV lifestyle? Do you want to learn more? Are you missing freedom? Do you want to travel? Do you want to explore? Then join us at RV Talk Radio.
Proudly sponsored by RVLock.
Hello once again, this is Rob from RV Talk Radio, and we're happy to see you. Thank you so much for listening to our show this week. Just a reminder, as you know, we're sponsored by RVLock, and we have a contest we started last week, and you have the opportunity to win a free RV lock, and it's a good value and very easy to win. All you need to do is go to our Facebook pages, either RV Travel Buddy or go to the communities page for RV Talk Radio. And all we're asking is, tell us a little bit about your RV adventure. We don't care if you're a part-time RVer or just a hunter or full-timing or thinking about full-timing. Doesn't matter. Share a couple of pictures with us. We're not looking for good writers, just do the best you can. And tell us a little bit about why you listen to the show and why you like RVing, what your plans might be, maybe some questions. Just let us know, but make sure that you let us know that you want to be on our contest. And basically the way this is going to work is we're kind of going to look for the best flavor that kind of stands out a little bit, and we'll explain why we pick you as a winner. But basically we're just looking for enthusiasm. We're looking for someone who will help share our station, tell people about us, like our videos, like our podcasts. All those things that you can participate in will kind of stand out to let us know you really want to win the RV lock this month. So once again, just go to our Facebook at either RV Travel Buddy or go to our community Facebook page at RV Talk Radio and just tell us your story. Just a reminder, just wanted to let folks know out there, if you have a channel or a blog or website you've been maintaining and you feel like you would like to be interviewed by our RV Talk Radio, please feel free to contact us. 50% of the interviews that we do typically are somebody who has contacted us, and we get kind of sidetracked a lot, so sometimes we don't get in contact with folks, but there's some really interesting channels out there, interesting stories, and we would love to interview you. Just shine a light our way. Send us an email. Just go to our website at the contact page, or you can contact me directly at rob@rvtalkradio.com, and we'll get back with you as soon as possible. So, do it! You probably know by now that we monitor a lot of websites and a lot of videos and stories. And a couple have stood out to me, at least, in the last week or so. And it brings me to talk about your dream to become a full-time RVer. And I want to address this because a lot of people don't like to talk about it, but I want to talk to all ages of folks becoming full-time RVers. Now, some people use an RV as a place to live, kind of in a permanent type of situation, and they work out of their RVs, and so this may not apply. But if you're someone who's young or a young couple, and if you're getting ready to retire or whatever, you need to understand that RVs, and I've talked about this before, RVs break. And you have no idea what could possibly happen With fifth wheels and trailers, you could lose axles. You could have some severe water damage. Slides break. It just goes plumbing, electrical, goes on and on. Motorhomes, from engine issues to the same things that trailers have. It just is endless. And I cannot emphasize enough that if you're going to choose this lifestyle and you're going to travel, please, I beg of you, please have some money put aside. It's going to happen. It will happen. You will have something happen, and it's not cheap. And I'm talking $25 to $5,000, if not more, dollars available for emergencies. If you don't use it, wonderful. Now, yes, that's a lot of cash. And I'm going to actually suggest something that just makes me roll my eyes that I'm actually going to say it. But if you have to and you really want to travel, then at least go out and get yourself a credit card. Don't use it for anything, please, but get an emergency credit card with $5,000, $10,000 balance. And yeah, they'll probably get high interest, the whole works. Don't use it. Or if anything, put $20 on it and pay it off. Just play with your credit a little. But please have something, because if you get into another state, another area, and you break down and you're not familiar with the area, you could be picking an expensive person or a non-expensive, or something could happen where the dollars could be kind of high. So please, please do not travel in an RV without knowing that something is and going to happen. If you've had the opportunity to see some of our videos from RV Travel Quest and RV Travel Buddy, you probably have heard in Washington State, Oregon area, we're just getting deluged, whatever you want to call it, with water, rain. Oh, the rain. And it's just making it miserable to go outside. We still do stuff. I guess it's better than snow, I know. If you're on the East Coast, and folks, I know you guys are dealing with snow and freezing, so I won't bellyache too much. But, boy, we're going a little stir crazy. You probably noticed on our last video, we couldn't really get outside. We had the rain was coming down something fierce. We decided it was time to go to Macy's. And this time of year, you can get actually a 25% discount coupon to go to Macy's. And if you haven't had the opportunity to get any, and I'm not sponsored or anything by this, but we love Frangos. And Frangos are a little chocolate, and they're made in the Northwest here. But they're also made in the East Coast, but it's actually by another company. So, I just got to tell you, if you see our video, we are in heaven right now. Probably not a good idea right now, since we can't get outside and get much exercise, to be sitting around eating chocolates. But we are happy campers, so if we have to be stuck inside, a good glass of milk and a Frango makes our day. As some of you folks know, Sherry and I from RV Travel Quest are just weeks away from full-timing and actually traveling also. We're looking forward to it, and I want to say once again, we're watching other videos, and actually it's amazing, there's a few folks that are actually going to start their journey for 2016. And I also noticed there's a lot of people buying RVs. I don't know, it must be something in the air. But one video stood out to Sherry and I, was a gentleman that was doing a interview of himself, basically, of getting ready to start rolling, I believe in January 15th, and talking about quitting his job and the feelings he was going through. And I gotta admit, Sherry and I are going through those same kind of feelings. It's a little scary. We're changing our paradigm of life. It's a big paradigm shift. And so I guess what I want to pass on to you is I'm sure this goes with anybody that's, I don't care what age you are, whether you're trying this at a younger age or you're middle age with kids and you're traveling, or get ready to retire like Sherry and I are doing, or kind of in the middle of it, and you make this decision, you're going to have doubts. And that's why we put so much emphasis on getting prepared for this. This has been 2 years for us, and we're just about ready to finish up what we call the mission series at RV Travel Quest, which if you go to YouTube on the channel, go to a playlist, you'll see one of them's called the mission series. And what it's been about is taking 2 years to get prepared for this. And I don't care, even for 2 years of being prepared for this, and Sherry and I had the opportunity to go full-timing before, it's still scary. And you just gotta get over that part. And they say if you study paradigms or paradigm shifts, when you start making a decision to do something different, you'll hit this wall, and it's kind of like a little fence. And you have a choice. You can either hit that fence and say, no, I want to stay in my safe lifestyle, and you'll just bounce right back to your routine of 9 to 5, and there's nothing wrong with that. But Sherry and I are right at that. We're climbing the fence, and it's like, all right, are we ready to leap over and go into that paradigm shift and start our new lives? Well, we're doing it. Sherry today just gave notice at her job. I'm actually retiring in 7 more days. Kind of excited. And we prepared for this for a long time. That's why prior in the show earlier, we were talking about putting money aside and having emergency funds ready. Of course, Sherry and I have done that. And we hope that there could be a lot better models than me and Sherry, but we figure since we've had this 2-year mission and we're asking people to follow our story, that we should be good examples. And yes, we will be sharing all kinds of things with you. How we're going to do our insurance, how our fundings are. We have goals each day of how much we want to spend, because if you're retired, a lot of folks, sorry, I have to say, we're on fixed income, so it's going to be important that we budget our money and we spend our money wisely. So all of that is part of the mission series, and I guess the big part is we're really thrilled that we're able to share the story with you. Bear with us. You're going to start seeing a lot of reports coming out of us. The first thing that we're going to do is to take our second car down to Arizona to one of our children. So in a week or so, we're going to actually drive our little car, and I mentioned this on the show prior to this, down, and we're going to enjoy the trip and take our time, and Cinder and Lily will be in a pet daycare, and we're going to visit with some folks on the way down, get down to see the kids, be able to do Christmas with them, leave the car down there, and we're going to grab an airplane and fly back, cinch up a few more things up here to get ready. Sherry kind of closing out on her job because she's being courteous and doing a 2 to 3 week prior notice to actually leaving the job to help out the company. And we're on the road, and that's when we're going to be doing a lot of reporting. We have a lot of new camera gear, a lot more recording equipment. You'll see, hopefully there'll not be enough time to share all the stories I know that are going to be coming up. And we're going to share the good times and the bad times. And if we break down, we're going to tell you we broke down. We're going to tell you the truth of what happened and how much it cost, and give you a realistic idea of what it's like to do this. I would say we're a middle-class family, pretty much like a lot of folks, and we are hoping as that model you can see the cause and effect of things that happen when you travel, good and bad and ugly. So stay tuned. It's going to get quite interesting. Once again, I want to tell other people we love to hear your stories too, and so we'll share your stories on our radio station too. So anyway, bear with us. RV Travel Quest is ready to hit their quest and hit the road, so it should be getting interesting. So stay tuned. Sherry and I have gotten a lot of folks asking us, what's the plan, Rob? What you gonna do? Well, some of you folks probably figured out by now that we're up in Washington State. So we also have some family in Central Oregon and also Idaho. However, weather is a factor this time of year, of course. So we also talked about in our last show that we also joined 1,000 Trails. And that should work out to be a good program for us to keep our costs down. So we're probably going to head towards the coast first, possibly Ocean Shores to Long Beach, and work our way down to probably Oregon border, then parallel it going east and probably work our way to Central Oregon, depending on the weather. And the reason we chose going through the Dalles area is probably Mount Hood and those folks might have a little bit of snow, and if I can avoid it, I will. So I'd rather go a long way. And then we have some family in Central Oregon that will try to enjoy some time there. And then we're going to monitor the weather very closely. We would like to shoot across from Central Oregon, leaving the RV in Central Oregon, and shoot over to Idaho and try to catch up with some of our grandkids and kids there. But once again, we're going to be controlled by the weather. Then, of course, from there, and this could all change, and one plan I know will probably change. You'll probably go back after a month or so and say, you didn't follow that at all, but who knows. But that's the plan so far. It's fun to plan. You should always plan. Planning's good, but change is good too. So just because you made a plan doesn't mean you can't modify it. We may get to an area and really like it and say, let's stay here longer. Maybe we'll take our time and let the weather subside a little bit so we can visit more folks in Central Oregon and Idaho. Then we'll try to work our way down back to the coast to hit the Oregon coast. And once again, we may have to backtrack a little bit, go through the Dalles along to Columbia again and shoot across to maybe Seaside, Oregon, and follow the coastline down. And we like stormy weather, so we'll enjoy the beach and the colder weather and slowly work our way down Oregon to California. And there's lots of things in California we'd like to see, but once again, the weather's going to control a lot of it. The redwoods, of course, but our biggest thrill will be getting down by Palm Springs, swinging by Quartzsite, and we're also kind of looking forward to possibly catching up with RV or TV, which we interviewed about a month ago. And we're going to really put some new emphasis on doing some different type of photography using a 360 camera. So we're looking forward to doing that, and we also have some specialized camera for doing time lapse. So we're looking forward to doing that too. So the photography ought to get quite interesting. And our biggest thrill will be, and utilizing 1,000 Trails, is eventually working our way down to the San Diego area, and there's a lot of 1,000 Trails down there, so we're going to utilize that. And that's an area we just have never been, and there's a lot of culture and a lot of sites there that people from the Northwest like Sherry and I would just be amazed. So we're looking forward to that. And of course, we'll be working our way back to Arizona slowly and catching up with our grandkids and kids there too. And then from there, we might chill out for a while, or it all depends. But that's kind of the gist of what we're going to do first. All that's going to change, could change, might change, maybe never change. Who knows? But just follow along. We'll keep you informed. So I think we're only like 3 weeks out or so, and then we'll be doing this show on the road. I have still found it very amazing that people that do not RV, and there's a lot of folks, still believe RVs are those little boxy little things, and how could you possibly be comfortable? And Sherry and I, for the last 4 months, we've moved into our RV full-time, and I gotta tell you, if you have the opportunity before you travel to live in your RV full-time without moving, you will solve a lot of issues that may come up. And we've been kind of fortunate because we went from the last part of summer, well, September, we still have warm weather, to getting down to cold and wet and rainy weather. So it's allowed us to figure out how to heat the RV affordably without burning up a whole bunch of propane, what combination of either electric heaters or gas heater to use, how to store our food, how to work with the animals. It just goes on, to simple things like working on the computer, or when I'm doing my radio show, how to utilize the space. And when when I'm editing, Sherry doesn't have anything to do with that. Well, she's kind of beefed up her hobbies and her favorite things to do, so she is not bored while I'm doing a bunch of editing of video and audio. So these 4 months that we've had has been a great growing experience to get kind of used to living in this place, realizing all kinds of things like how you want your bedding to be, too many pillows, not enough blankets, what's too much, how to deal with laundry, how to store things, how to get a routine going, getting your dishes done, cooking. It just goes on. And in the routine of emptying your tanks, what's the best process, how long, how many showers can you do, all those little things are getting solved right now, which is kind of nice. I'd rather figure this out than to be boondocking and realize my tanks are full. To have a feel for how long it takes tanks to fill up, how to deal with the septic, all kinds of stuff, how to sanitize things to keep the RV clean. Do we have any leaks? And we did have one to deal with. Any major mechanical, this is the time to find out the refrigerator's going to work, or the tools that we're using to cook with, are they good enough to handle our day-to-day living? So I cannot emphasize enough, if you have a chance before you RV, to do a lot of extended trips, and if you can, maybe the month before you go, just find an RV park near your home or wherever you're going to go and live in it. Actually live in your RV, and you will work out a lot of details. And that's exactly what Sherry and I have done. Now, we like to do shout outs whenever we can about sites that we really enjoy. And I know there's so many really good ones out there. But right now, I want to kind of point out a couple that Sherry and I benefit the most from right now. And that's going to change as things go on here. The first one you've heard me talk about is Love Your RV, which is ran by Ray. I don't know his wife's name, but Ray doesn't do a lot of videos, but when he does, they are darn right educational, get your hands dirty kind of RV tips and repairs. So the other thing Ray's really good about is when they boondock or wherever they go, does a really good review and photography of the areas he's gone to. And they've got 4 years worth of really good videos. So if you're planning, especially in the Northwest or going down to the Southwest, Ray has got a library to literally die for. So if you want to know about the Oregon Pipe National Park, so if you want to know what it's like to be in Vancouver, BC, or some of the other places he's gone, they do a really good review. And I always laugh. You never see Ray very much in front of the camera, but he does an awesome narrative. And his wife is a very good photographer, and they blend the two together. So, Love Your RV is a great one. Another one that we've been watching that's more of a couple like Sherry and I, and I don't dialogue enough with them, I wish I did, is RV Love. And I don't really know their names. I know she is Australian, I believe. She's got a beautiful accent. And I really like the technique that they're using they do what they call RV living shorts, or RV living short stories. And that's really a great way to do video. They're 2 to 4 minutes long, just kind of taking a picture of lifestyle of living in an RV and traveling. And they just celebrated 15 months on the road. They're a very charming couple, very informative, not over the top. They seem very down to earth. I think you would enjoy their show. So I highly recommend that. And of course, if you've been watching RV sites a lot, of course, you got to watch Gone with the Winds. They're a young couple. They've been traveling for quite a long time. They carry talents that allow them to work on the road and have a good income, and have been sponsored by companies, as they should be, because they produce very good high quality production videos and reports. And you have to respect that they've had the opportunity to test equipment, and I really emphasize go to their website and read their articles. If you want to learn something about electronics or a motorhome, it has to do with diesel or gas, all kinds of different kind of tools and resources, they're a great site to go to, and I highly recommend them. One more site or channel that's worth watching, if you're a younger couple, the Freedom Theory, they're kind of new. They've done a wonderful job at reporting. It's been fun to watch them because they've actually utilized Thousand Trails, which they've been really good at educating me and Sherry too, and have gone through the ins and outs of repairs and issues. They've actually covered a lot of ground, and they're very good about talking about budgeting and lifestyle, being a full-time RVer, and why they enjoy the freedom. They're a great model, especially if you're a younger couple. I'm pretty sure when they look at me and Sherry, they think we're kind of old folks, and they don't talk much to us, but I have to tip my hat to them as a young couple. They're communicating with folks their age very well, and are educating them really well, and using all the latest technology to do it. So I tip my hat to the Freedom Theory folks. I think it's Kaylee and Josh, and they're really good people, and I'm hoping that I get a chance to meet them, and they won't think that me and Sherry are too much of a fuddy-duddy, but we are young at heart. So yeah, if you're a younger couple, I highly recommend their channel to watch. You'll learn a lot. If you're an RVer that's really into technology and repair, I'm just going to say a couple more sites. I'd love to say more, but for technology, 2 sites come to mind. RV Geeks, and I never say their name right, and I apologize, and they're easy to find. Technomedia, I believe is what or Mania is their site. Very good at education about Wi-Fi systems and internet. They are devoted to giving out really good information. They have vast knowledge in cell phone usage and equipment, so I highly recommend them. Of course, RV Travel, I believe they're up here in Washington. They do really good reports of different organizations and resources for RVing. And then, of course, RV Education 101. They do really good reports, very professional, not too long, very good at showing people how to do things, and great for RV tips. So I hope those have been helpful to you. I know there's more, and as we do more shows, we're hoping with interviews like we did RVer TV. They're great folks. Spot the Scots. We met them the other day. They were fun to interview, and we have a few more on the list. And we'll give them the opportunity to talk to all of you folks and hopefully follow their channels too. This kind of brings me to why it's so important to contact us. I know that there's some resources out there that we haven't give a shout out for, and I apologize. And it's not because we dislike you or anything like that. It's because we're only me and Sherry, so we can only watch so many videos and read so many blogs, and so there's some great couples, and we keep stumbling across more and more, especially when you get towards the East Coast and the heartland, you might say, or the South. We just haven't met a lot of folks. And so if you really would like to be on our show, or like to be interviewed, or at least connect with us, and we share the videos. If we see a video we like, we love to share your video on our Facebook. And we also have a community page on RV Talk Radio. We put pride in helping other people find you. We are not an organization where we want you just to come to us. We want to be in an organization that helps you find the resources you want at the time for RVing, whether you're just starting out or been doing it for a while. We want to be part of the community. We don't want to be the community. So don't hesitate. Don't be shy. If you like us to interview you, we will be happy to. And we have a pretty good social media to share you with. So it's healthy for your channels. It's obviously healthy for us too. But we just we need your help. So just go to RV Talk Radio, go to the contact page, and tell us a little bit about yourselves and you'd like to be interviewed. You can contact us through our Facebook page and through the messages right there. That's how we met some of our other interviews. And it's been fun because once we've got you interviewed, we kind of monitor you as time goes on, and we'll probably have you on the show more and more. So it's all part of the family, the community of being an RVer. So once again, if you are got a channel and you'd like to be interviewed by us, we'd be happy to. And we can also, if we're in your area, we'll do it by video. Also, if you're a company is either interested in sponsoring either RV Talk Radio or RV Travel Buddy, we have programs. We'd love to talk to you. If you have a product or service that you'd like us to interview you about, and it's appropriate, we'd be happy to interview you. So it's all good. So anyway, give us a holler, give us shout outs. We also hope that we're doing a good enough job that we're worth sharing with your friends. So if you like our videos or you like our RV Talk Radio, please share us with the community. The more we grow, the more we can be useful to everyone. So I can't thank you enough for that kind of help. This now brings me to a new part of RV Talk Radio that I'm hoping to do as we start traveling. The good part of it is we hope it's helpful to others. The bad part is we can't cover a whole region yet. As time goes on, of course, we'll get to know more parks. But we want to take the time to put emphasis on RV parks and resorts that we have enjoyed and why we enjoyed them. So I got to put emphasis on that Sherry and I are not trying to save a lot of money, but still being practical. So we may have a little higher taste in some of the RV parks and resorts, and we also like to go to places that may be a little flashy sometimes. For example, I have to say right now, for a favorite RV park, and I'm hoping someday this will change, Sherry and I have always loved the Oasis RV Resort in Las Vegas. Now there's going to be more, and we've been in lots of parks, and there's a lot of great parks out there and stuff, but our favorite so far has been that place. And it is expensive to go to, but it's a community of itself. It's almost like its own little city, and we kind of like the pools and the hot tubs, and they have Texas Hold'em nickel playing once a week and things like that. And we haven't been there for a while, so it could have changed. But it's not a cheap place to go, and I don't suggest going there for a long period of time unless it's within your budget. Sherry and I are not ones to try to boondock a lot. However, I, just like anybody else, don't exactly like paying $30 to $40 a night just to spend a night somewhere. So we also like to save money too. But when it comes to a resort, we tend to like some of the amenities. So some of the parks and resorts that we like, you may not like, but just understand where we're coming from. We understand there's folks out there trying to keep their budgets down and stuff, and we'll point out the ones that really seem to be a good bang for the buck. But we're also going to point out the ones that have amenities that we enjoy and still feel like you're getting value for your dollar. So we're hoping that'll be a new feature. I already gave you a hint of a place that we really enjoyed, but I know as we start traveling again that we will have more. I also want to point out that when we go to RV parks, if there's something bad, this is not a channel or a station to badmouth anybody. However, and we will not identify them, but if we come across something that's negative that could be hurtful to other RVers, like bad electrical hookups, or something that could be safety oriented, or just plain old bad service, we'll discuss it and talk about it. If there's something that's really serious out there, we'll actually identify it a little, but we're not that kind of organization. But we will tell you what to watch out for and how to prevent getting in a situation at an RV park or resort that is negative towards your equipment or having an enjoyable stay there. So I hope that will be a new feature that you'll enjoy. Do take the time to go check out Oasis RV Resort in Las Vegas. You'll enjoy it, but do understand it's a little costly, but you'll enjoy yourself, I promise. Okay, so now it's time to reveal a secret. It's not much of a secret, but I know when you're listening to your show, you've been hearing a little ting ting ling ling ting, little sound going on in the background. Well, our radio show is very real. We're really in an RV. We really live in our RV full time, and we really have pets that we love. However, those pets are not very patient when we're doing a show or doing a radio show. So what you hear in the background is Cinder, our chocolate lab, tends to sit right next to me, and she's fine as long as I am at least petting her or rubbing her neck, or she sits right next to me. And I should take her collar off, but that's what you're hearing is a collar. And sometimes we have a little rambunctious kitty running around here, and she goes ding-a-ling. She kind of makes a little tingle sound too. So I ask you please to try to be patient, and I understand that you hear that sound. That sound is my pets. And I've learned not to feed the dog during a radio show because her collar hits the metal of her bowls, and it's even worse. So, should I fix it? Probably. I do want to say that we are a very realistic show, and we are very realistic people down to earth, so I also don't want to be phony, and yes, we have some very special equipment to prevent that kind of sound, better microphones and headsets and stuff. We just haven't set it up yet. So the particular microphone we have is a very good microphone, but it picks up sound. It's more designed for bands and music than it is for talking. And the other new microphone we have, which is a very nice microphone, requires a mixer, and right now I don't want to start using our mixer and setting up a permanent spot on the RV till we're starting to travel and we can find out what the best setup is for RV Talk Radio. So we'll get that figured out, but that solves the mystery. What you're hearing in the background is Cinder and Lily making sure that they know that they're present and they want my attention. So welcome to RV Living. Before we conclude the show, I wanted to take the time to talk about the oven stone that we did a video about. And we had some comments come in about that. Now what we did our video about is we have a 12 by 12 by 1 inch stone, or what they call a pizza stone, that we put in our oven. And some of the comments we've had was people with smaller ones, theirs have been breaking, and not because of transport, but just of using it. So we haven't had that happen yet, but we have what they call an industrial stone, which is 1 inch thick. Now Sherry says it takes longer for it to preheat, and that makes sense. But so far we've had great success with it. We have not had any cracks, and nothing is broke yet. The only thing we worry about is very heavy, and we got to try to remember to take it out of the oven during transport, because I'm not sure if that's going to damage the oven with that much weight on the shelf. So that was just a little follow-up, and we'll let you know just how well the 1 inch stone does. And the last thing I wanted to talk to you about today was, people may not know this, and we haven't really been advertising it much, but we did do a podcast through RV Travel Buddy, and we have another service that we like to let people know about. And the site, if you wanted to see it, it's very simple. It's called helpwithblogs.com. Once again, it's called helpwithblogs.com. And there is a link to it down below. And what you may not realize it, but we do all of our own hosting. We have our own servers. We take care of our own everything that has to do with the internet, as far as what we present to you. And we also support folks, especially new folks, that are interested in getting a blog set up. And we specialize in using WordPress. And the way it works is basically for $29.95 a month, we start out our customer, our client, and help them get their domain. And they do get charged for their domain, and that's a yearly cost. And then we set it up on our servers. We set up the software, we set up the database, we set up the WordPress the way they want it, and we install a handful of different themes, and we'll even load some graphics and get them all started. And then we also put in some what they call plugins based on what their needs are and get them started with their own blog. And obviously, you may not know, there's two kinds of blogs out there. There's kind of the ones that are provided for you for free, which are done on subdomains, but the better ones are the ones where you can set up a blog on your own domain. The search engines love those. So what we do is we help our clients get their blog started, get it going. Any kind of problems they have, we go in there also and kind of keep them updated. And basically the philosophy we use is we take care of the technical part, the things that you don't want to worry about. We worry about it, and we get it going. And when you start feeling like you're proficient at your blog and you don't want to pay $29.95 anymore, you just say, we don't want your help anymore as far as we can do it ourselves now. We feel confident. Please just change me to a hosting account, and then we just switch your account to $12.95 a month, which is just hosting and your email account, of course. You'll get one with that. And, our customers still can call us with little questions and stuff, but we pretty much start staying out of it, and it's your baby after that. So helpwithblogs.com is one of our services, and it's obviously one of our extra incomes that Sherry and I have. And if we can be helpful to you, or you're interested in having a blog and like to talk to us, just contact us through the contact page, or just email me directly at rob@rvtalkradio.com, and we'll discuss and find out if there's something we can do for you. We don't take on a lot of clients because obviously we give a lot of one-on-one time, so we try not to get too pushy about getting a lot of clients. We kind of bring them on slowly, and that's the way we like it, because our clients we consider our friends. And when it doesn't seem to be that kind of a relationship anymore, we will ask, please move on to someone that you want to yell at. But so we want to be a team partner to help you get online and have fun, and we hope that our service makes it fun and easy to get your own blog going. And of course, we make your blog work with your social network. So if you got Facebook or Twitter, we'll make your blog work and talk to each other. So anyway, that's all I have to say about that. And before we go, I want to make sure to thank you all for listening to RV Talk Radio. We appreciate the comments and the ideas that have been coming our way. Once again, don't hesitate to contact us if you have questions or like to be on the show or like to advertise. We love it. And next week, it'll be getting kind of interesting. We'll be getting close to, we're trying to do our drawing or pick our winner before Christmas. So don't forget, if you want to enter into the winning a free RV lock, just go to our Facebook at RV Travel Buddy, or go to our community site and join RV Talk Radio, and just tell us a little bit about your RV adventures or what you're doing. We're not looking for good writers, we're just looking for good pictures and stories. And we also ask you to share your stories and share us with other people, and your enthusiasm will be noted, and Sherry and I will pick a custom winner this time. We want to remind you that the RV Lock is good for trailers, fifth wheels, and campers. So if you think that's something that will work for you, please enter the contest, and you have a great opportunity to win one. And don't forget, later on, if you want to buy one, we have a discount through RV Travel Buddy, and you just go to RV Travel Buddy, go to our product reviews, go in there, and there's a link to RV Lock, and use the code that you see there, and you'll get a discount of $54.95. So anyway, it's been a great week. Next week, Sherry and I are going to get ready to start cruising down south. We're going to go by car first. We will be taking you along on the radio and by video. And then we'll be flying back, and then we start our journey full-time on the road starting the beginning of the year. So lots of things happening, getting exciting, a little scared. We're going to have some great stories. We've got some great equipment coming in. We've got some cool cameras. There's a lot of neat stuff going on, so stay tuned. We really appreciate you coming along with us and following our journey. It's been a long-awaited journey, and I hope you have fun with us, and I hope we can help you with your RV journeys. So I'm Rob Scribner from RV Talk Radio. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll talk to you next week. Bye now.